The term Atma Vichara, for those of you that know the Sanskrit tradition, is usually translated self-inquiry. And but a better translation or a deeper translation is self-abidance. And in fact, both self-inquiry and self-abidance are implied by the term Atma Vichara. So again, we could break it down into two steps. The recognition I am awareness requires some exploration or inquiry into our experience. For instance, what we did last night was the first stage of self-inquiry. Notice that our thoughts are always coming and going, but whatever it is that knows our thoughts always remains. Notice that feelings are always changing, appearing, disappearing, but whatever it is that is aware of our feeling remains in the background to know the next feeling, etc. So in this way, we explore our experience and we notice this presence of awareness in the background of all changing experience. This is a process of investigation. It's sometimes in Sanskrit it's referred to as neti or I'm not this. We notice that my thoughts are not essential to me. They come and they go, but I remain. My feelings, sensations, perceptions. So we distance ourselves from objective experience. We walk ourselves back until there is this recognition, yes, I am that which knows experience. I am nothing that is known. I am the knower. That is the recognition, I am awareness. That culminates the first half, we could call it self-inquiry. It is an investigation into what we are, and it results in the recognition, I am awareness. Now, from there, the second part could be called self-abidance. There's no more any inquiry to do, at least not to do with this. In this second stage, we simply rest as awareness. We simply abide in and as awareness. And in this abidance, its qualities, its innate peace begin to impress themselves upon us. So the first step of this two-step process, the self-inquiry step, is more active. We're exploring our experience. We're exploring our thoughts. We're exploring the presence of awareness that remains behind our thoughts. It's investigative. We're doing something. Whereas in the self-abidance phase, there's less doing. It's more like a resting of the mind in its essence. Being aware of being aware. That's self-abidance. So, and it's not a clear line. It's not, first of all, we do self-inquiry, then we do self-abidance. In practice, there's a grey line between the two. One of them flows into another, but then there may be a time where it's necessary to come out of self-abidance and start to inquire again. Something we may be caught by a particular feeling, in which case we may have to walk ourselves back again. No, I am that which is aware of this feeling. This feeling is not essential to me, no matter how intimate it may seem or no matter how painful it may be. It is not essential to me. So now we are walking ourselves back again to our essential self. And then again, we abide. So in practice, it's back and forth between the two. But as time goes on, there's less and less inquiry and more abidance. And in this abidance, the qualities of awareness, if we can call them qualities, begin to, as it were, emerge out of the background. And particularly the qualities of peace and the sense of fulfillment. Or if we don't want to call that happiness, let's just call it the absence of lack. So there is we feel less and less disturbance, less and less agitation, but also the sense of lack which has motivated us all our lives. The sense of lack begins to evaporate. It doesn't mean to say we walk around with a broad smile on our face all the time. It's not a state of happiness, just that the feeling of lack, the chronic feeling of lack that has accompanied us most of our lives, it evaporates. And that evaporation it's not an experience. It's the same way that a headache leaves us. We couldn't say that, we wouldn't describe the disappearance of a headache as an experience. It's the dissolving of an experience. It's difficult to describe the disappearance of a headache in positive terms. We don't have a name for it. So it's like that. It's the evaporating or the dissolving of the sense of lack. The name I give to what remains is happiness. The name I give, it's the common name for it's a sense of there is no lack, there is no suffering. It's not an extraordinary experience, it is the essential nature of our being that everybody has access to. But most people don't notice it because of the exclusive focus of our attention on objective experience. But to go back to your question, if there is something to investigate, investigate, self-inquiry. But then if it is clear to you what you essentially are, then simply rest in yourself.